Everybody,
Welcome.
this is the Flipping the Switch channel. This is a little show, a little presentation, a broadcast, if you may. My name is Score. My brother Greg, and
What's up,
really,
people?
this show is just gonna be about the digital landscape. You may have seen us talking about AI at one point on another channel on another day, and we just overall want to capture the entire digital landscape. We think we're on the brink of something that society has not seen, humanity has not seen in eons. You know what I'm saying?
He's a little dramatic guy.
yeah, I mean, but I'm saying like we could, I think it's really that big, but and I think it's a lot of technologies out there, a lot of advancements, and we just want to bring awareness, more than anything. We've been doing a lot of research and we do a lot of observations in general, and I think we have something that we could offer. It's a lot of complex concepts out there. I think we're pretty talented enough to turn these complex concepts into something real simple for everybody out there, especially for our people. So that's really what this channel is about. You know what I'm saying? Just covering the digital landscape. You had anything you want to add to that?
I think this is gonna be a very large and broad podcast, so don't think that this is gonna be like anything too specific. We're gonna cover a lot of different topics, and we just free flowing. So at the end of the day, if you feel like you came in here looking for something super structured, you know what I'm saying? Relax, you know what I'm saying? Don't put too much pressure on it. We just
Yeah,
trying to expose you to all of these different topics and you do what you want with it. You know what I'm saying?
for sure. For sure, yeah. Because I mean, technically, it's not like I'm not coming up here like, oh, I'm just an expert or an authority on these topics. I think it's more just like, we're all on a journey here. You know what I'm saying? As far as figuring out what all of these things different. I mean, these figuring out exactly everything that's going on, all of these different changes we're seeing, all of these societal impacts. So like yeah, like it's really no pressure on it in any kind of way. But let's get on into it, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Um
sir.
so like I said, flipping the switch channel, right?
hmm
And we're covering the digital landscape. So like we're seeing a lot of technologies out here, but what exactly constitutes this digital landscape?
I for sure would say everything from AI, 3D printing,
Mm,
electric vehicles, you know what I'm saying? Smart contracts, crypto, all of that good jazz, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
AR, VR, robotics.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
self-learning, man,
They probably gonna have flying cars out there, bit. Man,
I ain't gonna do your other flying cars.
I'm saying like, cause what's his name? Elon already starting to get into them bullet trains that can get
Oh
you
yeah,
get you across the country and
yeah, cause
in
they
like
already
30
got
minutes or something, or like you can go from like Chicago to New York in like
what
20
is it called?
minutes, and that's using magnetism.
Yeah, they already got magnetic levitation trains in Asia. They already
Yeah.
got them going on.
Yeah, man, I'm
So you
not
know what I'm
I'm not
saying?
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not crazy, but I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know too many, but yeah, the digital landscape is like real broad, and I think
hmm
it's just it's like a lot of things going on behind the scenes, which translates it to being invisible to a lot of people because we just
Yeah.
don't know. Like people don't know how rapidly AI is advancing. People don't know how rapidly any of these technologies are advancing. And then the fact that they can converge, or
Yeah. That's gonna be a
build
big
on top of
word.
each other. You can mix
Yeah.
some AI in with some robotics and we didn't even bring up blockchain or anything like that, but
Yeah. Yeah.
so that's pretty much the digital landscape. It's just all of these technologies, all of these gadgets, all of these advancements that are really gonna profoundly shape society, within these next, let's say, 5 years and beyond, really right now. And I think the very first technology we should at least start talking about a little bit is AI.
AI.
Yeah,
AI.
yeah,
Man, what's
yeah.
AI?
You feel me? That well,
Yeah.
they call it artificial intelligence. I call it automated intelligence.
Exactly.
So
Ain't
a little bit
nothing
about me.
artificial.
I'm in computer science, right? That's what I studied. Now I'm a software engineer. I'm a digital nomad, if you may. You feel me? But yeah. So I've been studying tech for a while. I've been playing around with some things, and like I said, they call it AI or they call it artificial intelligence, but I
Mm-hmm.
actually perceive it more as automated intelligence. I think
Mm.
that's a little helpful of a way to look at it because that's really all it's doing at the core is just automating a whole bunch of processes or, just automating anything that you want to be done. And and I think it takes away the spookism that it could represent,
For
because when
sure.
you think of AI, you think of like the dystopian
Man.
movies and robots taking
Robots taking
over,
over is for sure the AI,
and the
man.
evil genius somewhere and he programming and
Like
everybody is
Frankenstein's
slaves.
monster type of
Yeah, and I
joint,
mean, don't get
like
me wrong, I'm not saying it can't be that.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is the technology at the core is really the automation of somebody else's thinking and programming. And on top of that, technically it already exists as a concept. Like to automate like if I put a
Yeah.
seed in the ground and I'm growing some fruit or some vegetables, that's automated intelligence. You feel me?
Mm.
If I
Dang, so God gave us AI, Mother
You
Nature hit us
feel
with the
me?
AI
Yeah,
plant.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it kind
That's
of like
crazy.
cause nothing's really new under the sun with any of these gadgets and
That is
technologies.
true.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with AI, like that's pretty much what it is. But I guess for people who don't know what AI actually is, um I mean, I guess I kind of did just kind of
Yeah, I
break it
mean you kind
down.
of broke it down.
I
I like
didn't
that.
really connect it to the fact that, a lot of systems, processes, businesses can use it to automate, simple things. I know you got some you give me
Yeah, I mean,
examples.
first off, I don't even want. I want to get very specific, at least to help people grasp what we talking about. I don't know if anybody's heard about Chat GPT, but that's
Man,
like,
how you ain't heard about
hey
ChatGPT?
man, you know what I'm saying? Some people live under a rock, so
I
you know.
was about to say,
No, this is Patrick.
well, I'm glad they got out they rock to come view
You
this.
know what I'm
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
But so yeah, Chat GPT, that's the big kind of Google of AI, you know what I'm saying? If you want to take that kind of comparison,
Hmm.
where that's where a lot of people are getting on, and they have all these different subcategories, and I'm not gonna get too abstract because I know if you don't know about it, you don't know about it. But you can do things like basic calculations, obviously, really basic and very complex calculations. So if you want to start from 1 plus 1 and go into trigonometry, calculus, you can get into all of that with AI. You can get into image generation. So they have what's called Dolly, and you can give it a prompt. So if I want to,
Like if y'all ever saw that movie Wally, but with a D.
that was not very helpful, guys. I was more of a joke than actually helpful. But yeah, for example, if I wanted to make like a book, if I wanted to say, or all right, I need an image of a book, you can type that in, and what you type in is actually called a prompt. So that's the first thing you kind of got to understand. Everything you type in, they're gonna call it a prompt. But if you just want to have an image of a book show up, you can say, all right, show me create an image of a book, and it'll create that image, but you got to also train it. So if you want that book to be about the future, or if you want it to be about AI, or if you know what I'm saying, you can customize that prompt to get whatever type of feedback you want.
Right.
And then on top of that, it can get into organizing data, creating a schedule. And right now, the state of Chat GPT, because right now we're in GPT-4. So like the state of it
So
is
GPT-4 means that there was three more before, right?
exactly.
How, like, do you know when those came out?
Nah, I don't know the exact
Because
dates.
I'm wondering how like rapidly it like it's evolved or gotten its updates.
I wouldn't lie to you. I don't know about those numbers, but I
Right.
do know it's breaking records in terms of GPT-3 was breaking records as far as the first users. Like the
Mhm.
first million users, it's like it happened in like 2 weeks,
Mhm.
and that's the fastest thing to get to get
Like a
to a
product.
million users. Yeah, so like for instance, it took TikTok like 3.5 weeks, and
Mm.
for Facebook, it took like a month. You know what I'm saying? So like looking at how fast these things are growing in
Mhm.
terms of users, just users alone, that's a good indication of like, all right, well, we got 1 million to 1 billion people on it. We're gonna have to keep updating and keep making it better. But just getting back into like the actuality of what it looks like on a daily basis, GPT 4 costs like $15 a month. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a Netflix subscription, and you can share it with anybody. That's the other thing about it. You can share that login. So don't be over here thinking you the only one paying that 15 trying to get any type of value out of it. But it's got so many different applications. You can build your own GPTs. So when I say that there's a image creation one,
Mhm.
that's its own subcategory of a GPT. So if you want to make something that can analyze stocks, if you want to make something that's gonna help you learn another language, you could do that. If you want to help learn how to read music, learn how to code, like it's
Oh, because you
infinite
can build
applications.
your own
Exactly.
AI off of GPT.
Yeah. So once you start, because GPT-3, well, they call it 3.5, but because that's free. Like GPT-3 or 3.5, however you want to look at that, that's free. But you can't, it's only but so much you can do. Like you can't give it images and documents like PDFs and stuff. You can't do that with GPT-3. So that's why I'm letting y'all know what's behind that paywall. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? What's
Mhm.
behind that $15 a month is a whole lot more value than what you
Plus,
know what I'm
isn't
saying?
GPT-3 or even 4 like you gotta pay for it to be updated? Or that's what you're saying?
Nah, you paying the 15 a month. Like to get the latest and greatest version of it.
Ah, yeah,
That's
because
what the 15 a month
I
is.
got the free right
I
now.
know you got the
So
freebie, so I'm letting you
I
know. You
only
know what
got
I'm
up to
saying?
like 2021 worth of knowledge. Like you can't ask it
Yeah,
certain things. Like you can't ask it for no current events
yeah.
because it's not being constantly updated. It only knows everything up to
You
2021.
can exit current events, but it's better to
The
what
free
we
version?
call nah. I mean the paid version.
That's what I'm saying. If you have the free version, it only
Mm.
knows up to 2021.
Yeah, I know the paid version is up to date in terms of it knows everything in 2023 and a little bit of 2024.
Hmm.
But overall, even no matter what, when you're working with a GPT, any type of AI, you want to do what they call training it. So basically, training is just giving it information. Like if I wanted to, for instance, tell me about crypto,
Hmm.
if I wanted to tell me about Bitcoin, then I'm better off giving it information about Bitcoin, saying this is the latest price. This is a picture of the latest chart on the monthly time frame. These, you know what I'm saying? This is when it started. It's better to give it background information to then ask, okay, how will this be useful in the future? You know what I'm saying? Like if I just ask it, how will Bitcoin be useful in the future? It'll list off all these different things, but
Hmm.
some of those things may already have been implemented. You know what I'm saying? So
So
you got
I'm
to train the AIs for it to be what you want it to be.
so as far as when you're saying training, right? You're basically
Hmm.
saying I'm providing the information within my prompt, whatever I'm
Yeah.
typing, and then after that, then I ask it a question. So is it being trained? Because when I think of training
Hmm.
from an engineer's perspective,
Yeah.
it's more like I'm feeding it data and then it's optimizing it on the back end, right? So is it
Mhm.
kind of like as a user, just a regular user, if I'm doing that, then is it like now building on top of what I gave it when I put it in the prompt? I hope that question made sense to y'all.
Yes.
I'll rephrase it, right? So like
Okay.
essentially if I tell it that I don't know, today I wore the color orange,
Mhm.
tomorrow I'm gonna wear blue, and then like now it saves that information
Mhm.
in the database. 2 weeks from now, it'll be like, oh, okay, like, or you have this pattern of wearing all of these colors or woo woo.
Mhm.
Even if I done, closed the app and forgot about it and came back to it.
Yes.
That's what
It'll
training is basically.
Well, yes and no. So there's two ways to go about it. The
Mm-hmm.
first way is what they tell you to do with what's preferred method, which is giving it a prompt of what you want it to become.
Mm-hmm.
So if I tell it, like, for example, let's say I'm a clothing designer, right? For your example, you say you wore orange one day, blue the next day, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted to give me clothing advice, I'm gonna initially tell it, hey, I'm a clothing designer. I'm trying to create my next season's line or next 2 seasons lines or whatever. This is what I have so far. I have an orange shirt that's gonna have whatever writing on it. I
Mm-hmm.
have a blue shirt that's gonna have whatever writing on it. And then from there, you can say, all right, here's the previous 2 seasons that I made. This is what those designs look like. Now we can incorporate that whole conversation because it's gonna remember everything in the conversation no matter what. Like if you delete the app, re-download it, you know what I'm saying? It's all saved on your login.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing where it's like it can not only take what you've already told it, but it can learn from what you already told it. So now it's saying, okay, you can also add in the image part. So now it can create an image of your blue shirt, create an image of what they think your orange shirt is, what your red shirt might be. And then from there you can say, oh well, I like everything except the collar. So then it'll go in and you can specify how you want the collar to look and you can add on, okay, let me write melanin right here around the collar. Let me put, you know what I'm saying? You can add all those things into it and it'll learn from that.
So training is really like you can just tell it what to do or tell it to make adjustments.
Yeah, it's almost like a little kid in this, or like well, I don't want to say a
Yeah.
dog,
I
but a
mean,
little kid, a
man, they
little
they
kid
be
in the
bossing around
sense.
these little kids. Ain't these dogs for real?
But yeah,
That ain't
you
what
know
I
what I'm
told you to
saying?
get. Go back and get what I told you to get.
Exactly. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Just like how a kid may make mistakes, or you may need to be more detailed, or you may need to give the kid background information. It's just
Yeah.
like that. So it can handle, but like you're saying, it does have the database up to 2023. So if you ask, oh, what's the president? Who's the president right now? It'll obviously be like, oh, it's Joe Biden or whoever is going to be the
Mm-hmm.
president. But once you start getting into super complex conversations where it's like, oh well, will AI ever take over the world and all this other stuff? It's like, whoa, bro, I can't just answer that off the rip. You got to give me more context around that question before
Man,
I
AI
can.
gonna lie to you
I
if
mean,
you ask
obviously
it
it's
that.
AI,
It's
so
like,
you
oh
know what I'm
nah, bro. Like
saying.
I'm only here to do what you want me to do. Like that man smart.
not,
I did see
nah,
somewhere.
it's gender neutral.
Look at that.
It's
I did see
androgynous.
somewhere where they was like AI has figured out how to lie.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
And tell jokes and stuff.
and I think that's some interesting waters. Cause if that bitch can lie to
Man,
you, you feel me? Like, Buddy got a mind of his own.
Buddy do got a mind of its own, and that's
And I think that's where it get kind of tricky.
yeah. Sophia, that's the name of it. It's like an AI. I think it's in Atlanta actually. It's a AI that they well, not an AI, it's a robot that has like machine learning AI kind of components built into it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like an attraction where you get to walk up and ask it different questions. So
Mm.
that's one of the things where it was saying,
You got to be bored to do something like that, though.
shoot, you'd be
Well,
surprised.
cause
Like
like,
millionaires go up there and ask it questions.
cause like, so we talked about what is AI, right?
Hmm.
Or how it works. What is the use of AI? You feel like to like is there use you think to the average person,
Yeah, for
or is
sure.
it only like? Because I could definitely see it for businesses. to automate whatever little processes, or you get on a app and you can, or like you said,
Hmm.
help with data, biometrics, or whatever for a business, right? That it helps
Yeah.
accelerate and get them to do stuff that they don't want to do. But people, for the average person, can I like use it AI beneficially?
Yeah, and I feel like the whole point of AI is to just make things more efficient. That's really the whole goal, to make your life more efficient. So
Hmm.
even when we going back to like when you trying to plan a trip, let's say you trying to go to Mexico. It's like, all right, well, if you ain't never left the country or never been to Mexico, you can ask it, okay, I'm planning a trip to Mexico. What should I look for? Or what should I be doing? First off, it's going to tell you to learn a little Spanish. So it can help you learn a little Spanish, but also it can help you plan out the whole trip in terms of what you're doing day 1 to day 7 or whenever you leave, what airlines may be the best, what
Hmm.
food spots you may want to go to, what areas have the highest crime rate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all these different things where it's like it's literally just a question away from what you're thinking about. And it's a lot like Google on steroids, you know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like you don't have to just say, "Oh, look it up." You can ask the AI and it can give you a way more detailed answer instead of just saying, "Oh, it's cloudy today."
Yeah.
The AI is going to tell you, well, the humidity's here, the pressure's here. There's all these different chances of rain in these different counties. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a more detailed version of Google. And that's why it's like no matter what you got going on, AI can benefit you.
Facts, facts. Yeah. And it's kind of like you can build, well, I mean, you done kind of covered it really. Like, but you can just build on top of it. Like, when you Google something, like you really only getting the answer to that one question.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you have to search through whatever the search results are. Like, okay, like a definition of a word is super simple because you don't,
Yeah, it's only but
Merriam-Webster,
so
well,
many.
Google will give you a definition,
Yeah.
but if you was looking for something that need to be put together, I don't know. I don't even know. Because, I mean, there's a lot of things you can Google, but you can kind of build on top of that conversation a lot
Yeah.
better with AI.
And and it's all almost like GitHub where everything's open source. So once you make a GPT, anybody can use that GPT now. So
Okay.
that's the other aspect where it's like there's some people that made a GPT and they dang near trying to figure out how they can get their copyright laws because it's so big, it's so useful. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Even when we talking about like learning for research papers. Like if you trying to write a research paper or you trying to read research papers, they have a whole GPT where they attached it to like the scientific papers that are published and it can siphon through and be like,
Hmm.
oh well if you're trying to make this this wearable technology or whatever, here's a list of all the papers you should probably read and here's all the different ways you can
What
design the experiment.
my free version be like, bro, I can't do nothing about scientific
Bro, I'm
papers.
telling you, that's what I'm telling you. I'm breaking down the veil of what's behind that paywall, man. That $15 is
So
useful
that big go far.
for
That
sure.
15.
Especially if you split it with other people. That's the sauce. Like if you split that 15 with other people,
You
it
talking about
ain't.
that's the stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Cause it ain't Netflix. It ain't worried about you know what I'm saying. You sharing. They want as many people as they can right now. It's in the infancy.
That's facts.
So in a
That's
couple
facts.
years, you know what I'm saying? A couple years, they may be like, oh, well, we want everybody to pay. But while the getting's good, get it, man.
Facts, yeah. So okay, so we done got into AI. What are some other technologies? Like which one? Or we kind of we touched on the different technologies, but
Hmm.
like which ones? What are some other ones you feel like are gonna be real influential,
Well,
or why?
since we just went through AI, because I could talk about AI all day, but since we just went through AI, I feel like 3D printing is one of those big things that is gonna take over a lot of the manufacturing processes.
Hmm.
So instead of you know what I'm saying, people having factory jobs and all this stuff, you're
Hmm.
gonna have to figure out how to use a 3D printer and how to use these different materials to create what you want and maybe at home. You know what I'm saying? If you need a new dish set, you may just 3D print that thing. Or I got a 3D printed whistle. just
Hmm.
because people just had it, you know what I'm saying, from the school. So I mean, it's all of these different applications to
What
3D printing.
materials do 3D printers like? Cause I don't want just a whole bunch of cheap ass plastic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
can it do stuff with like glass
and
or
yeah, that's like
you
the
know
well, I wouldn't say glass because you usually don't
cotton and
you wouldn't go with glass. But yeah, I get what you're saying in terms of like the different materials, and that's why 3D printing is gonna be the future because that's been a limitation right now, figuring out what's the an efficient way of getting to different materials. There's already stuff like biopolymers, for example. You can mix
all
in
right, that's a SAT word, biopolymers.
biopolymer. I'm sorry, y'all.
I
I ain't mean.
almost got lost in the sauce. I had to.
Sorry, y'all. I got a biomedical engineering degree.
Yeah, man.
I just be pushing out some of
Yeah,
that good
man. You
stuff.
be eating
So
some heavy knowledge,
so
man.
let's start with the basic polymer. A polymer is literally just any material that's made of multiple materials. So if you say that there's a hemp cotton blend of this shirt, like if that's what this shirt was made of, you would call that a polymer. And since hemp is a biological material, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, that's a plant, that would be considered a biopolymer. You know what I'm
So it's
saying?
a biopolymer because it's
It's got a biological component to
to
the
it.
polymer.
But what? So what's a polymer though?
A polymer is literally just two materials or multiple materials
I
together
thought
to make
polymers was
one.
more like multiple, like almost like Lego pieces together.
Yeah, I mean you can think about it that way,
Like I,
but you can do a polymer in different ratios. That's why it's like it's not necessarily just how a Lego is you stacking on top and it's going to be a 1-to-1 ratio.
but a polymer is a molecule, right?
Well, the
No,
way
I
I
could
was
have
thinking about it,
sworn a polymer was a molecule. Sure, it is.
it's a compound. You get what
Compound.
I'm saying? Like the molecule is just, that whatever molecule it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
if it's a hydrogen atom, then you would put a hydrogen plus two hydrogens plus the oxygen.
Hmm.
That's water. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's like, I mean, that's a molecule, but if you talking about a whole polymer, then you would be talking about mixing water with what is that? What is that, gravel? To make concrete? What is that? What they mix it
Yeah.
with? But you know what I'm
Some
saying?
dirt.
You
Some
know what I'm
dirt.
saying? Whatever they mix water with to make the concrete is a better example of what a polymer actually is. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like a polymer is two different molecules coming together.
A heterogeneous mixture.
I hate this.
A
Bro,
heterogeneous
don't take this man
mixture.
too serious.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so that's
Okay.
that's what a polymer is,
Cool. We
and
got
then a
kind of
biopolymer is just a biological component added to it. So that's all that
okay.
is.
So bringing it back to 3D printing,
Bringing it back to 3D
they
printing,
trying to figure out the right biopolymers
exactly.
to use that's both efficient but also pretty cost effective, right? Probably
Yeah,
pretty,
so
yeah.
like not only just the cost, but what's gonna last. Just like how a truly organic food can't stay on the shelves too long.
Hmm.
The same concept with a biopolymer. You can't just have it sitting in any condition for too long. So that's the like limitation of it.
But I heard they got like 3D printed houses now.
They do, and that's what I'm saying. Like because they 3D
Dang.
print that stuff in like the most complex components.
Yeah.
They're printing that inside of a warehouse or whatever conditions is gonna be optimal for that. And now they just ship it to you. You know what I'm saying? They ship
I don't know if
you.
I was staying on 3D printed house,
Man,
man.
I would try
That
it.
bitch just feel real Sims 3. Like,
I mean, I like Sims. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that bitch, I mean, I don't know
Nah, I
though.
don't like Sims like that. I
Because, I
don't even
mean,
play
if it
that.
could hold up, like, see, the thing about it is, like, 'cause that really make you think what you really need and what you really want out of certain things.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I'm on some like grabbing Airbnbs and stuff like that,
hmm
you're not gonna really care if it's 3D printed or not. You're only there for the
You not,
weekend or the week
man.
or
Not only
however
will you
little
not
short.
care,
or
that might be an
renting.
attraction. You know what I'm saying? Some people love saying I stayed in a 3D printed place, or I was staying in a modular house or a tiny home,
Yeah,
or they selling like Edna from the Incredibles, like the lady that made the
yeah, the little
suits.
small little girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made like a replica of her house or something, and now that's on Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Hmm.
so many different ways that they like to,
Kick flip it.
you know what I'm saying, market it and make you want to stay there. So that's another aspect. And 3D printing, like we done is clearly shown from the conversation, you can 3D print anything. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So you could that's really limitless opportunities.
So you think 3D printing is gonna change the game?
Yeah, I think that's gonna change the game as far as like supply chain,
Hmm.
industrial applications, and
Yeah.
kind of like how we was even talking about with houses. Like if you could 3D print houses, why are people homeless? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. True. Somebody should have some money to go ahead and get these people in some houses at a certain
man,
point.
the only thing I'm scared about with 3D printing is the 3D printed food. That's the big thing that they really getting
3D
into.
printing food.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's crazy.
What are you printing my food for?
I
Like,
mean,
is it
obviously it's
like
not what we eat, but
I'm saying? Is it like is it like food that was grown? Like, what part of that process is being printed? The actual thing being consumed?
yeah, for sure. Like if somebody said they want salmon or steak or whatever,
What is this salmon gonna be made out
a biopolymer.
of? Oh, cause you know that like the Beyond Burgers
Yeah,
and like
Beyond Meat and
you
all
know like
that,
the vegan
Impossible
type,
Burgers.
all of that stuff is actually just a whole concoction of like chemicals and whatever they put in there, and
Mm-hmm.
then dang, you're right. I mean, technically they just print out a patty in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. You know, I mean, it's more manual, like, or it's probably a machine doing it. But now you're saying they could just print it out. Like I could just have a whole, let's say, carton or barrels of whatever the biopolymer.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, I'm still staying close to the mic. But the biopolymer in this big old carton or barrel, and then it's being fed into this 3D printer, and then it's
Yep.
gonna be making you all whatever kind of meals, your
Yep.
noodles and your pastas,
Man,
and
it's gonna be so much.
wow,
It's gonna be so much harder to get good food if you don't have money, cause that's all fast food gonna turn into. It's already not.
hell, you might not
I ain't gonna
know.
go too deep into what they got in the food now, but
It could be 3D printed right
you know
now.
what I'm saying? So that's
Niggas probably
really
wouldn't
what's finna
care.
be happening. Like just like how on when you go to Sub, well, you probably ain't been to Subway in a minute, but they don't even show you the ingredients no more. They got a little, yeah, they got like
Damn.
a little metal thing, so you can't even really see all the ingredients no more. So it's stuff like
Can't
that
do
where it's
Subway no
like,
more. Damn.
bro, that's what I'm saying. It be stuff like that where it's like
But
they gonna really keep the veil so you don't know what's happening behind the
3D
scenes.
printed food is crazy. Okay, so we got AI, we got 3D printing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw I'm gonna throw blockchain
All right,
into the
bet.
block just cause
Into
like
the block.
into the yeah into just cause like the decentralization of
Yeah.
society is really what it is. And, that is a really deep topic, decentralization. What does that even mean, right? So, right now, everything is centralized in the sense of there's hubs that people go to, right?
Mhm.
So, if we're talking about, let's just say the finances, because that's the first thing people think of when you think of blockchain, even though blockchain is just for cryptocurrency, which is finance, right? Blockchain could be applied to other types of service, not services, other types of sectors, other type of industries. It's not limited to just finance, but finance is the first thing people think of. So, in finance right now, everybody goes to a bank, right? The bank
Mhm.
has your money, so whenever you want to withdraw, you have to go to this one location. Even if you're using your card, it's still coming from that one location. You see what I'm saying? So they at the center of the whole situation when it comes to your money that makes it centralized. Or decentralized, right? And I guess now I'm really just explaining cryptocurrency, but decentralized means that no one person actually holds your money. You feel me? Because now you collecting a whole bunch of coins of different values. The best way I can explain cryptocurrency is kind of like jewelry, really. Like if you think of jewelry,
Hmm.
right? You can get
Okay.
something made of gold, you
Mhm.
can get something made of diamonds, you can get some
Mhm.
silver, you can get some, if you want to get into your copper and your quartz crystals and whatever, right?
Yeah.
They all have different values.
Y'all know how them juju girls be.
You know what I'm saying? They all have different value and
Spirit.
they can be used as an exchange of value,
Yeah.
right? Like you
And the
could barter,
value.
trade, or whatever, but they have a value. Or even like herbs, herbs are the same way. Every herb do something different, And if we was bartering and trading things, you see what I'm saying? Then each herb gonna have a different value on the market. And when we talking about a digital revolution, right? Because we ain't even really we gonna touch on the internet. But if
Mhm.
everything is gonna pretty much be digital, then you're gonna need a way to exchange value in a digital space if everything is gonna be digital. You feel me?
Yeah, it's not gonna be no more
So
going to the where they go to? The foreign exchange. You ain't gonna have to go to a foreign exchange
right,
place
because you're gonna have
and
it on
take all
hand.
your dollars and turn it into rand or whatever, the euro or whatever. Like all of this gonna be instant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's gonna be all on a platform. But to kind of bring home the decentralized concept
Oh
is that
yeah.
instead of one you going to a certain location to get everything, you'll have it on you. Two, it's not even gonna be one type of coin or one type of currency. Like
Mhm.
right now, the dollar is the almighty. You feel me? But with crypto, it's like anything could be the almighty, or everything has its own little lane and niche, and maybe this you can go to this store and they only fucking with this one type of currency, this one
Mhm.
crypto or that one, you know. And so it's decentralized, so nothing really just has the overwhelming amount of power. But again, that's just in finances. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
when we talk about decentralization, um, we can also get into really socialization. You feel me? Because that's really what's gonna change drastically. Like, back in the day, if you want to make it quote unquote big, you feel me? You would have to go to one of the big cities. I had to go to LA, New
I had to
York.
go to New York. I had to
Yeah,
go to Hollywood and try and
yeah.
make it,
And
man.
yeah, chasing your dreams.
Boy,
Now,
they love that.
man, what that
No
rad
diddy.
the riches ass story?
No diddy.
That's standard. That's standard story. But now, you
Yeah.
feel me? You can go viral off like from anywhere. You could be small town and you make the right post, especially on TikTok. You feel me? And you are through the roof. And what that means then is that I don't know. I no longer have to go physically be in a specific location. I can
Yeah.
be anywhere in the planet. And as long as, I got the right viewers or whatever, I'm holding the same type of weight. You feel me? So imagine then creating communities and ecosystems in which, you know, y'all all kind of gravitating around the same concepts. You feel
Yeah.
me? Or, just in general, whatever kind of
Yeah.
digital communities you building, then those digital communities will be governed based on blockchain technology.
Yeah. And I feel
I
like the
hope I
bigger
I hope I
thing,
broke that down.
yeah, the bigger thing you touching on really is the decentralized information. Because even when we talking about even the news, you know what I'm saying? Like during the pandemic, everybody over 40 for sure was looking at CNN, you know what I'm saying, NBC or whoever to get their COVID update numbers. And everybody else that's really hip to the game, we all just on Twitter. We all just, what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
facts.
on
Yeah.
Instagram and we getting about everything twice as fast as them. They over here, oh, you heard about George Floyd? And it's like, bro, that was 4 days ago. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
Like you got to get up to date. We finna go protest. You know what I'm saying? So all of that stuff is going on. But I want to tie this back into the currency thing because Elon Musk done already said he wants to turn Twitter because I'm still call it Twitter, y'all. But
Yeah, facts.
yeah, I don't care what that
I got a
man
few
say. The
more
app
years. They
name,
gonna cause Twitter, I don't know, X
yeah,
just
it don't hit the same. It don't.
it gotta
I don't
cause the
know,
way we
man.
use Twitter in language, I don't know. I just feel like there's something there where it's kind of like X doesn't fit in the same sentence,
Yeah,
the
it don't
placement within the
even.
sentences
It's
the way
cool.
Twitter does. So it's just kind of like if I like, cause is it still called tweets?
Yeah, everything is still tweets, retweets, quotes, blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew that
Nah, I
changing
thought it was
names
called like
wasn't.
shares or something now.
Nah, it's still tweets, retweets, and all that. You can quote
But
tweet.
I'm on X, and then X is just I don't know.
But
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
hard rebrand. Yeah, we
Let me
getting
stay
off top.
focused.
My
But yeah,
fault.
yeah, yeah. So like
But yeah, cause you talking about
Elon,
crypto.
yeah, Elon done already said he wants to turn Twitter into like the Amazon of social media. So like they're gonna partner with some crypto. He's keeping that, a little hush hush. But they're gonna partner with some crypto so that you can not only be in the app for social media, you can also receive payments, send payments, you can buy merchandise. You know what I'm saying? He's really trying to turn it into like this all in one kind of hub to the point where you don't need to really leave the app. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah,
Very
yeah, you
interesting.
right. That's huge when we talking about decentralization, cause it's like it's almost like walking into like a store of some sort.
It is.
Where or like a Walmart, because Walmart kind of has tried to centralize themselves. But if every store, which apps kind of could function as stores in that sense, digital
Mhm.
stores or digital, not even marketplaces, but or not in the traditional sense, but just in the fact that you're walking into a realm, you feel me? Then
Mhm.
it's not just gonna be Twitter. Like
Yeah.
all of them are gonna try to create that, and then but it's gonna be kind of decentralized. Like we could be build our own version of that because
Yeah.
now the technology exists for us to create our own currency, to create our own knowledge circulation and value system on the knowledge, and whatever else we will want to be user centric. User centric just means that the users are active participants within the the functioning of the business. Like Airbnb is user centric because really it's just a whole bunch of houses that people are putting up and they're using Airbnb to
To
put it up there. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
when the
you just
user,
connecting the client to the product kind
yeah,
of thing. I
you
like the way
know,
you broke that down.
yeah. So
I was confused, guys.
yeah, so I mean everything is, and that's what decentralization kind of like alludes to anyway, is that everything is going
Mhm.
to be user centric. Everything is going to be based on one individual kind of
Mhm.
being like his own island, not in an island just isolated, but in the sense of every individual should be this island in which you can get damn near everything you need, you know? And I
Yeah.
think that's like something that people haven't really definitely, a lot of people probably not thinking about. But even when you start to think about, you got to really wrap your head around that. Like you got to really think about the fact that you don't have to be nowhere else but have a phone in order to be seen by a million people.
Man, it's getting so crazy because even while you was talking, you sparked an idea from me about like the virtual concerts that they was having in the metaverse. Like we've been talking all this time and we ain't even touched the metaverse.
Man, we ain't even touch the internet in itself.
You know what I'm
We got to get
saying?
into the
So
internet, but
like,
yeah, yeah, you keep
but
going.
just off of that, I'm just thinking about like people really gonna be able to say even like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg got like his own mansion within the metaverse
Hmm.
and he be throwing parties, but not only the fact that you can be inside that one space where Snoop Dogg has, there is all the property value for all the land around Snoop Dogg's house. It's damn near like real estate. It's like it's its own real estate market now, where it's like everything around his house is done double, triple. You know what I'm saying? And all these other celebrities coming in, buying around his house and all that stuff. So it's a lot. It's a lot that's gonna go into that. But I
Okay.
mean, you want to start talking about the internet. Where you want to go with
Yeah, I
the
mean,
internet?
just like even the fact that like, okay, we haven't, so we've been talking about the digital landscape,
Mm-hmm.
right? We've covered a few technologies, AI, 3D printing, blockchain, but that's like what's coming up. You feel me? Or that's what's like still in its infant stages.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's gonna, really jetpack in the next 5 years. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
even think we've taken the time out to really digest the impact of the internet, on society because it's really grown over
Man,
the past like 20 years,
grown
which is
like
pretty
weeds.
much our childhood. You feel me? So, but we're just one generation of people, you know? Like our
Yeah.
parents and then, our grandparents, they definitely have no real savvy when it comes to this internet. I guess savvy is relative, but for
Yeah.
us, it's like we're moving at such warp speeds. So now think about stacking all of that technology on that. But before we do that, I think we should get into the internet and how that's impacted, society. So then maybe that could kind of size up some of these other technologies and how exponential it's gonna be, because
Mm-hmm.
like even when you think about the fact that like you got like how I want to say it, like even simple things like being able to Google information, like
Mm-hmm.
back in the
Look it
day,
up.
like yeah, like back in the day though, if you wanted to
What a
know
question.
even something as simple as the definition of a word, you would have to have either a lot, what you call it, a
Uh,
dictionary. I'm tripping.
yeah, encyclopedia,
Yeah, on
almanac,
hand, you would have to
dictionary.
had that in your backpack
Nah,
or whatever.
that was crazy because they gave us one in like first grade. They gave us like a dictionary, encyclopedia, almanac all in one.
They did.
And it was just like, oh man, that's so cool. That's so
I can look
cool.
up
And like,
anything. Stupid ass.
now we really can look up anything. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
but think
saying?
about like their generation growing up on that because it's like I'm sure there was plenty conversations late at night or whatever where it's like, dang,
Late at night.
I wonder, like,
They wasn't talking late at night because the phone cut off about 10
no, I'm saying,
o'clock.
let's say me and you just kicking it
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
back in the
Oh, I get what you're
'70s,
saying. I get what you're saying.
and then we, for some reason, maybe we watching TV
Mm-hmm.
and somebody say a word you don't know. We just
Yeah.
talked about biopolymer. Let's say we didn't know what that word meant, right? Then we just gotta walk away not knowing. You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
gonna say.
I'm not about to run to the library right now.
Conversation end right
Yeah, like it's like, dang, bro. If we hear the dude on the TV say biopolymer, if he didn't define it in that moment, then it's just gonna be
there.
like, what? If you didn't sit here and define it, somebody could Google it. Somebody could still Google it.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah.
been living in a reality where it's like they get on us for being, oh, this is a microwave society and whatnot. But it's like, bro, like I mean, that's just what we used to now. We used to being able to just hear, I mean, think of something and go ahead or think a question or think of a
Mm-hmm.
problem and go beeline to the solution and beeline to the answer. You know what I'm saying? And that's just Google. It's the same with mailing, right? They still write like I've never written a letter to the homies. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I really want to get okay. This I'm gonna just say it. So, bro, tell me why like one of my friends is in the military, like just left for
Hmm.
the military,
Yeah.
and like even though I'm not writing a actual letter with pen and paper, they
Hmm.
basically have an app where you put your letter in, like you pay money or whatever, you type whatever you want to type, send that to them. They print that out, then send it to the person you trying to get it to. But the person you send it to, like whoever is actually in the military, they gotta still write the letter by hand because they don't have their phones in like basic training or whatever
So what you
they're
telling
in.
me is they still stuck in the '70s?
the person receiving is stuck in the 70s while
Right.
you're in 2024, and it's
Exactly.
just like, yo,
That's
that was,
crazy though.
you know what I'm saying? That was just such an insane concept because you can also add pictures and stuff too. Like you can take anything from your camera roll, put it in the letter,
Hmm.
but for them on their end, they're about as creative as you could be in 1970s
That's
sending
crazy. But
like Paul Revere type of letter.
yeah, so I guess the internet ain't reached all aspects of
I'm
society.
gonna say the internet
But
ain't
for the
touching
majority of
them
us,
people in
know,
basic. Shout out to the people serving the country though. Mad
yeah,
respect.
yeah, man, shout out to whatever decade y'all are in, because it's 2024 right now. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, you
All right,
know,
all right.
like even just the efficiency of that type of communication now that we have
Yeah.
emails, and just the type of unification that created, especially like, okay, you got the internet, but then you got like social media. You feel me?
Mm,
First of all, at this point, most people refer to social media as the internet. So
it's
like now
crazy.
you got the language, the lingo is changing.
Yeah.
Like I forget what that concept is called, where essentially language being changed. Dang, I can't remember what it's called. But nonetheless, right?
Look it up. Nah,
We could, we
I ain't finna
could.
do that.
Um, but yeah, so I mean, then once you factor in social media into the whole play, it's like, and
Yeah.
we've grown up in all of these phases, going from the internet to really just, I don't know if you remember Axe G's. You remember Axe G's?
Nah.
Yeah, or even like, yeah, yeah. So you used to
I
Axe
remember
G's.
that
That was.
magic rock thing. That it was like a magic 8 ball or
Are you
something
talking
that you
about
were supposed to.
SpongeBob? The Magic Conch? Oh, SpongeBob.
I mean, there was like a real toy in real life. Like I know what you're talking about. It was that
Yeah.
same concept, but it was a real thing where it was like, yeah, magic, whatever.
Hmm.
Tell me something. But yeah, nah. I mean, I wasn't trying to take you off
Ah,
your train
okay.
of thought.
But yeah, so like you had Axe Jeeves, like that was the Google, like that was before Google really became Google,
Hmm.
or even the word Google itself is now a verb, like because
Yeah.
when it was just a startup company, if
Hmm.
somebody was to say Google it, you're not even gonna know what you're talking about.
It's very interesting how
Like
they
it's like saying
beat the
Walmart it.
hell out of Bing. Like,
Yeah, well they done took over the competition, but I'm getting into just
yeah,
like the evolution, like how
yeah.
many different levels we've seen of this internet. They call it Web 1.0 and then Web 2.0,
Hmm.
and people haven't really sized up how Web 1.0 and Web 2.0 has really like changed society and everything in between. And now we're on the brink of this Web 3.0. And the thing about Web 3.0 is that it's not a linear uh,
A linear
evolution
progression. Yeah.
or progression. When I say linear, it's not like, okay, let's say, I don't know, if we use money, for example, right? All right, so when Web 1.0 came, it put $100,000 worth of pressure on society. And then
Okay.
Web 2.0 will be another 100,000. Now it's two, like they stacking on top of each other, right?
Hmm.
Now it's like parabolic as far as like, okay, like I don't even think finances, money, that
I
wasn't the best
mean,
analogy, but I'm just trying to get y'all to see like the linear progression. It's not like we're moving twice as fast and doing things twice as fast now because of Web 3.0, the AIs and the blockchains. And nah, it's like, okay, Web 1.0 might make things twice as fast. Then Web 2.0 made things
so
5 times as fast, but Web 3.0 gonna make things 1,000 times faster.
so just to be clear for the audience, what's
Mm-hmm.
Web 1.0 and what's Web 2.0? Because I
Dang.
know Web 3.0 is clearly the blockchain, AI, that whole kind of system of packing
Well,
up
okay,
smart
so Web
contracts.
1.0 is the fact that computers can even exist.
Got you.
You know,
Okay.
and we're gonna get into a lot of these topics. Again, we just really just want to paint the bigger picture. So we're throwing a whole bunch of stuff in the pot right now, throwing a whole bunch of stuff on the wall, giving you different things to think about. But we're definitely gonna break down a lot of these concepts and really blow them up and pick it apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the most fundamental level, Web 1.10 is the fact that two computers can be connected to each other.
Interact with each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what creates a network, right? So even for example, your phone, right? If you have a phone and then you create a Bluetooth connection, that is now a network between those two. They are now communicating with each other. That is pretty much all the internet is. It's just a whole bunch of computers all on the same page. And the internet is just a protocol of how to get the information from one place to another. You could think of you could think
That
of
boy
it like,
really got the degree. He wasn't
oh
lying,
yeah, oh
y'all.
yeah, oh yeah. I had to get in my bag a little bit. You feel me? But like it's
Okay.
like a language. Like the English language is just a certain agreed upon
Set of
way to
rules.
rules
Yeah.
to talk and communicate, right? And then everybody kind of participate in it. That's what the internet is. And the web 1.0 was the fact that we figured out how to get these two machines to talk to each other.
So the internet as we know it today is what, 2.0? That's what you're saying?
Well, the internet we grew up on, yes, because at a certain point, what happened
Okay.
was once you're able to have two computers connect to each other, it
Mm-hmm.
was really for businesses to do whatever they wanted to do with those computers,
Mm-hmm.
But then after a certain point, it was like, well, if I get a whole bunch of users, right, which is funny because, and I just want to put this out there, side note, tech in the drug game is the only
This guy.
is the oh no, listen, hear me. This is some
All
game
right,
though.
second the drug game.
Are the only two industries that call their customers users. You never thought about that, but that was just
Let's get
something.
back to the regular
Right,
note.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I took us off for a second. But nonetheless, right? So
Come
boom,
on,
let's
bro.
say I figure out how to get these two machines to talk to each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really the businesses and really it was the military that was coming up with a way because they were basically trying to figure out ways to automate processes, right? That's why AI
Yeah.
is not really too much of a crazy thing because it's just like, bro, I just want to get something else to do the work for me,
Mm-hmm.
and try to avoid human error. That's the whole point of a computer. Matter of fact, the word computer and the word technology, all of these different words existed prior to all of these machines and these gadgets, But again, going on a tangent, right? Bringing it back to computers.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because
built this
we still want
computer.
to know what Web 2.0.
Hey, find out next time. Nah, but for real, for real. So yeah, so I'm gonna stay on track, right?
All
So
right,
you got
Web
computers.
2.0.
I want to build this computer, but then really it was the military building the computers. You feel
Okay.
me? And so they was just using it to automate or whatever they was coming up with, right? Web 2.0 was the fact that they realized they could make money off of people by getting them all to participate in their services. you know.
Ah,
So
okay.
at first it
Okay.
was emailing where it's like, well, I'll let you mail other people or even the scheduling, like you were saying, I'll let everybody use this as a scheduler. You feel me? But
Mm-hmm.
then then you get like the Googles and the XGs and stuff, and
The
now
search
people,
engines
the
and
right, the
yeah,
search
okay.
engines, and then the last installment was social media because now I
Gotcha.
can get all of these people to participate in my service, but you still come into my house. You feel me? You come into my house to use my stuff, but because everybody is now participating in it,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I'm making my money. You
Gotcha.
feel me? So that's basically what Web 2.0 is, the fact that any random person can now participate in it.
All right. So just to summarize, make sure I got it. Because if
Okay,
I got it, I know y'all got it.
for
So
sure.
Web 1.0 is the first computer ever talking to the second computer ever. That's Web 1.0.
Correct.
Then Web 2.0 is the installment of basically saying this is everybody that can now get on the internet. So now we've got Google, we've got social media, we've got Bing, we've got Yahoo. All of those things fall into the umbrella of Web 2.0.
Right. The fact that, okay, so Web 1.0 is the fact that you can even create a network, right?
Okay.
So like you said, this computer can talk to this computer,
Okay.
right? But really, I'm just doing that for this house.
Ah, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like nobody else can participate with
So
this
it wasn't
computer.
online. That's the
Right,
thing.
exactly. There
See
you
y'all.
go.
See,
There
hey,
you
I'm here for
go.
y'all. I'm here for
Yeah, you
y'all
see what I'm
because I was
saying?
a little
It wasn't
confused too.
online. It wasn't like, oh, okay, you got this website. Let me go check out your website. It was like, nah, like I got my two computers talking to each other,
And
doing
you
their
come
thing.
to this address
Right.
physically if you
Yeah.
want to interact with them.
Exactly. If I
Got you.
allow you to. You feel me?
Got you.
But then after
Dang.
a
So Web
while,
2.0, damn, they're just decentralizing computers.
exactly, yeah.
Dang.
Wait, Web 2.0 decentralized computers?
Yeah, like if you're saying computers were just something that could be on the same net, that could only be on the same Wi-Fi. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Web 2.0 is basically saying that the computers can interact with any computer on any Wi-Fi.
Nah, no, 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 no. It's not about
Oh, it's not like that.
it's not about the
Damn,
Wi-Fi
y'all.
connection. It's about the fact that only I'm using it because it's in my house and I have the computers talking to each other or I
Mm-hmm.
have my own network within my house.
Okay.
Nobody else can connect to it and use it for whatever they want to use it for.
All right, man. Okay.
You see what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Okay. I
Web
see.
2.0 is, hey, I put this out here for everybody to interact with.
Got you.
I'm
Okay.
still the user. I mean, I'm still the owner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Dirty Dan. You know what I'm saying? But
You're dirty
other
Dan.
people can now use it.
Other people can use Dirty Dan's
Yeah,
technology.
exactly.
Got you.
Web 3.0 is gonna be everybody is Dirty Dan. You see what I'm
Ah,
saying?
I see what you mean now.
Yeah. It was like I was like, well,
Okay.
1.0 was I'm Dirty Dan by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm five, but I'm the only person that's five.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2.0 is
You
I'm
far.
five, but I'm five because everybody's making me five.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Everybody
Yep.
following me and figuring it out, doing what I want them to do because I'm Dirty Dan.
Yeah.
But then Web 3.0 is everybody can be Dirty Dan because everybody has access to build whatever they want. And there's a network that allows anybody to be powerful.
Well, I've officially flipped my switch, so
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I think that pretty much covers it for today. You
yeah,
know,
it really
we
does
just
because
kind of,
I
like I said,
just
we were just throwing things out there. That was a lot though.
nah, that
We
was
talked
beautiful.
about
That
we
was
talked about
great.
AI, 3D printing, blockchain.
Y'all
We didn't
learn what a
really get into VR and
biopolymer is.
AR, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we got so much on the docket
Yeah, and
still.
I mean honestly, bro, there's so much out there. Like we wasn't gonna put it all in one episode, but this is kind of like the little pace, the little style of how we want to get into, what's going on. You feel me? And we want our people to be prepared and to take advantage of it because I think at the core it's the realization that not only is this gonna drastically change society, but
Mm-hmm.
because we've had such a strong influence on every gadget thus far, you feel me? We
Yeah.
need to make sure that we at the forefront of this so that we can capitalize the way we supposed to. You feel me? Social media is ran off of us, period. We know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And anything else that's popping, even in the regular, like, all the designer stuff, woo woo, you feel me? Or whatever they want to be popular is popular because, you feel me, who got the Midas touch? We do. So in the same token, it's like, okay, well, let's size up this digital thing. You feel me? We got
Yeah.
to, but we got to know what we dealing with because now the game done opened up a lot more. You feel me? So that's what this channel is about. And so, we just want to flip them switches because I feel like once you activate it, and once you really seeing the bigger picture, you feel me? Everybody gonna be out here making magic. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? So
Big
we just, like I
facts.
said, we just got a little drop of water, a little water droplet in like the ocean of what's going on around here. But yeah, my name is Score.
I'm Greg.
You know what I'm saying? And we just flipping the switch, man. That's all we doing. So that was episode 1. And we'll see y'all later, man.
Be breezy.
Face ass. Peace.
Peace.